For most of my life, I thought the idea of destiny was one big crock. Something for woo-woo conjurers or slime balls selling empty promises with hot air. But to anyone within the sound of my voice, if you've weathered the many difficult storms life has thrown your way, if you've had to battle setback after setback after setback, if you've found yourself sinking in scarcity and desperately looking for a lifeline, then I want to prove to you that our meeting here today is in fact destiny. What's more, I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is and guarantee it. Because the fact that you're here right now is proof positive that a powerful transformation has already begun to shift inside you. A shift that indicates you're finally ready to experience all the unlimited abundance you want, need, and deserve. Right now is the moment your life shifts 180 degrees. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal real scientific proof that explains the true source of scarcity. And it's not your lack of willpower. It's not your lack of purpose. And it's not bad luck. In fact, it's impossible to be your fault whatsoever. Because the true source of scarcity, as landmark neuro research from Harvard demonstrates, is the magnetic polarity that was set into your brain when you were still a child. And now it's magnetized scarcity to be your constant companion in life. But as this neuro research also reveals, your brain's magnetic polarity can be reversed to magnetize unlimited abundance to radically show up in your life on autopilot. Simply flip this one switch and you can magnetically create the life of abundance you've always dreamed of. I'm talking about manifesting boundless joy, blissful peace, and eternal happiness. I'm talking about manifesting pristine health, rock-solid confidence, and an inner radiance that attracts people to you like bees to honey. Once you discover how to flip this switch, it will feel like mere seconds that the life you've been dreaming of, the life you've seen others enjoy, is finally yours. But that's only the beginning. As soon as you discover how to flip this switch, you'll finally possess the power to magnetically manifest money into your life at the speed of thought. Yes, money for your basic necessities. Yes, money for the car or two of your dreams. Yes, money for the dream house and the vacation home and for exotic trips around the world. When you watch this video all the way to the very end, I'm going to prove to you just how powerful this polarity switch is. Flip this switch and manifest $500 for a spontaneous but amazing date night. Flip this switch and manifest $5,000 for a vacation trip. Flip this switch and manifest $15,000 for whatever your heart desires. And what's most exciting is this switch can work for anyone. But to be honest, I never knew it existed. In fact, I never knew the need for it existed. I hope you won't hold it against me, but I was born into a very wealthy family. But as you'll see, I lost it all. I got thrown out on my ear. I spent years living in the shame and desperation of my scarcity, one tiny step away from life on the street, until I discovered what I'm about to share with you today. So if you're ready to discover how to finally manifest abundance, just like you'd flip on a light switch, then hang on for the ride of your life. But before I reveal this polarity switch, why it works and how to use it, I need to bare my soul with you and share the excruciating story that brought us together today, and that proves destiny is real, and that starting just moments from now, you are destined for a life of unlimited abundance, guaranteed. Like I said, I was born into unimaginable wealth, until it all vanished in a matter of just 8 days as 3 catastrophes hit my life. At the time, I thought my life was ending, but in truth, it was just beginning. The first catastrophe was a phone call from my father. He told me it was time to grow up and make my own way in the world, and that he was cutting off all my funding. I didn't take him seriously until later that night when I went to pay for dinner and drinks with friends at a trendy nightclub in Manhattan. I was mortified when every single card was declined. The next morning, catastrophe number 2 hit. My lease payment was due. Now, this used to happen automatically, but not anymore. I sat with my head in my hands, looking at the notice. The bill was $13,995 that I didn't have. So I moved out with a couple suitcases to a friend's apartment. On the 8th day, the third catastrophe struck. My buddy told me it was time to move on. Then, when I went to lean on my so-called friends, they were nowhere to be found now that my money had dried up. The only thing I had left were my 2 suitcases and a 10-year-old car a friend gave me out of pity. I was alone, with nowhere to live, no income, no job, and no friends. But, thank God, my story doesn't end there. I pretty much hit rock bottom for the next 7 years. I had no education, no training, no saleable skills. I didn't have a shred of business sense, but at least I had a car. So to make money, I started driving for Uber, figuring I'd find a way back to living the high life in no time. For years, I drowned in scarcity while trying to drown out my pain with the bottle. Shame filled my days and my nights. At one point, I decided to do something about my life of scarcity and poverty. I bought a popular book on manifesting abundance. I read it through, applied what the guru author said, but it was a dud. Next, I tried the law of attraction, but again, it simply didn't work. I later found out it doesn't work for the vast majority of people who try it. Everything I tried just left me with more shame of failure and scarcity. I was desperate. I remember one night crying myself to sleep, begging the universe to send me something, a sign, anything, that things could change. And what was truly miraculous, the sign I prayed for showed up 8 hours later. More on that in a sec. See, I'd started attending an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting several months before. I figured I would never do anything positive if I had the albatross of alcohol hanging around my neck. The morning after I prayed for a sign, a new visitor showed up to our meeting. He wasn't arrogant, but he had a mysterious confidence I simply couldn't ignore. After the meeting, as everyone was crowding the coffee counter, Jeff walked up to me. He said, "David, can I buy you a cup of coffee?" I almost said no because my life was so full of shame, and Jeff clearly had his life together. What would he want to do with me? Once we were seated in the coffee shop, Jeff looked me in the eye and said, "Look, I know your family. I know your story." Instantly, I felt defensive, my inner shame igniting like wildfire. "To be honest, your story mirrors mine. Well, at least part of it does. I wasn't born a 1%er, but I've become one after living in my car and driving for Uber for a couple of years. Sound familiar?" WTF, I thought to myself, how did he know? Not just that he knew my story, but he had somehow changed his. "First, let's start with some common ground, okay?" Jeff said. "So you know what limiting beliefs are, right?" "Of course, every manifestation guru in the world talks about those," I replied. "And they're right to talk about them. A lot. But what just about every manifestation guru gets wrong," Jeff continued, "is how permanent they are in the wiring of our brains. You see, beliefs are wired into our brains with magnetic impulses called neurons. And the limiting beliefs we're talking about are the stories you believe about yourself, about your identity, your worthiness to achieve success and abundance, and whether you truly have the capacity to live a life full of joy and happiness. These stories were hardwired into your brain beginning at birth. Parents, teachers, peers, coaches, other family members, the media, culture, all contribute to these stories. They become the preset magnetic tracks of our limiting beliefs. Scientists call them neural pathways. With repetition, these neural pathways basically become permanent inside your brain. Neuroscientists report that between 95 to 99% of those thoughts and feelings are forming outside your conscious mind. And so for you, David, scarcity and unhappiness has become hardwired as part of your brain's magnetic resonance. This subconscious magnetic resonance is controlling all your limiting beliefs. "Allow me to demonstrate," Jeff continued. He pulled 2 pieces of metal out of his jacket pocket. "I'm sure you remember this magnet lesson from school. When 2 magnets aren't aligned, they repel each other. You simply cannot get the magnets to come together. But once you reverse the polarity, the attraction becomes inevitable. There's almost nothing that can keep them apart." He turned one magnet around 180 degrees, and they zoomed toward each other and stuck with a satisfying thwack. "This is your life right now," he said, turning the magnets around again so they were repelling each other. "You're living in scarcity in every area of your life. You believe that nothing will ever change, even if you tell yourself something different. That's because your brain is magnetically attracting scarcity and pushing abundance away. You see, limiting beliefs are encoded with something called magnetic resonance, and it can be either positive or negative, just like 2 misaligned magnets. Your brain has become magnetized to scarcity. Limiting beliefs, especially when you hold on to them for years and years, get hardwired into our brains with what neurologists call neural pathways. Because these neural pathways are electromagnetically charged, your brain actually produces its own electromagnetic field. This was proven by a British scientist named James Maxwell in 1873. So, think of these magnetically charged neural pathways as forming a type of magnetic resonance inside your brain. It's an actual force field. Now, this magnetic resonance can either be positive, where the life you want is drawn to you, or it can be negative, where you're actually repelling what it is you truly want, just like two misaligned magnets. Unfortunately, right now, your beliefs are hardwired to form a negative magnetic resonance inside your brain. Essentially, your brain is repelling abundance and has become magnetized to scarcity. Jeff was making all the sense in the world, but then he hit me with something I did not expect. David, I know you think your problem is money, but can you feel this truth? You will never be happy with money until you learn to be happy without it. And the reason you're not happy is because your brain is pushing that away too. His words stung, but inside I knew they were true. But then the knife cut even deeper. Honestly, haven't you always been living in scarcity? Even when you were rich and had everything you wanted, you weren't truly happy, were you? Even with the cars, the girls, the money, the homes, and all the vacations, there was still an emptiness inside, am I right? His eyes and his words were like lasers, boring straight into my soul. I put my head in my hands and just cried right there in the coffee shop. Somehow I knew he held no judgment for me. Plus, he was right. Even with abundant possessions, there was no abundance of happiness inside. Unless I solved my happiness problem, I'd be as miserable as I was right now. And as I thought about it, it made sense. I knew gobs of obscenely rich and terribly unhappy people in my former circle, but not very many rich and truly happy people. And then it dawned on me. The reverse was true. I'd met tons of people who were truly happy, but nowhere close to rich. My local AA group was proof of that. David, right now, what you're missing is happiness, not money. I wanted Jeff to be wrong, but he wasn't. I'd seen both sides of wealth, and without true, lasting happiness deep inside, all the money in the world meant nothing. And ultimately, what I wanted was to be happy. To wake up every morning with a smile, happy to be alive, comfortable in my own skin, to be completely free of fear, doubt, and the shame of failure, to laugh at hard times because the happiness inside is indestructible. One of my limiting beliefs was that having money equaled happiness, but deep down, I knew that was flat out wrong. Wait a minute, I argued. You just said this magnetic resonance is permanent, but earlier you said you used to be like me. How did you change? Best question you've asked today, David, Jeff replied. Like you, I tried everything. Affirmations, vision boards, meditation, the law of attraction, you name it. The problem is all that stuff can't change the negative resonance where your limiting beliefs live. But here's the secret. It's far easier to change your limiting beliefs than all those gurus know. If word got out how easy it was, all those gurus would be out of a job in like 2 seconds. Easy? I looked at him like he was crazy. What are you talking about? Back to the science experiment, he said excitedly, taking the magnets back out. What if changing your negative resonance? He turned one around, and they smacked back together. Just like that. Would you be interested? Yeah, that sounds like vibrational woo-woo nonsense. Like I said, I already tried that, I retorted. This isn't woo-woo nonsense, Jeff replied. It's neuroscience. Then he pulled out a pair of headphones and plugged them into his smartphone. Here, put these on and listen for a few moments, and if you don't mind, close your eyes. Skeptical but curious, I complied. He pressed play. When he did, I heard something I'd never heard before. It was a strange tone, surrounded by wind and waves and faint whispers. Within 1 minute, I felt something shift. It was slight, but it was one of the most powerful experiences I'd ever had. I immediately felt a sense of peace. There was a new sense of possibility, and something I hadn't felt in a long time, hope, and a momentary brush with happiness. Taking the headphones off, I said, "What was that? That's called the polarity shift." What are you talking about? That sound just shifted the polarity in your brain. See, your brain operates with magnetic frequencies, and like I said, the magnetic frequencies in your brain have been set into a polarity of scarcity. What you just listened to reversed that polarity. That fast? I objected. That fast, Jeff replied. You see, in order to change your limiting beliefs, you can either go through hours upon days upon weeks upon months of meditation. That's what meditation masters do to enter a state where they can reprogram their beliefs. You could do that if you wanted to become a monk, or you can experience the polarity shift, where you simply let your headphones change your limiting beliefs for you. Like I said, it couldn't be easier. You see, this is the missing piece to all that manifestation mindset stuff. Your brain's polarity can be reset using the power of sound to literally destroy the old limiting beliefs and create new empowering beliefs. But, David, there's a big catch. And this is something every single manifestation program I've ever seen gets 100% wrong. You must address happiness first. Jeff pulled out a couple TED Talk videos from Harvard professors. We watched these Harvard professors completely debunk the old happiness code, the one that goes, work hard, make money, then you'll be happy. All the research coming out of Harvard demonstrates just the opposite. And this has been confirmed by other leading neurological universities. Happiness is the prerequisite for living the life of your dreams, not money. You see, it's not until you learn to be happy that making money becomes effortless. Happiness amplifies everything. For example, don't meals just taste better when you're happy rather than frustrated? Don't you enjoy beautiful sunsets more when you're already happy? Happiness makes everything easier. Doesn't work fly by when you're already happy and in a good mood? And doesn't it crawl at a snail's pace when you're in a bad mood? See, what these Harvard professors are proving in their research is this. Happiness doesn't just crack the door to abundance. It kicks the door in. Happy people make more money, do it faster, and find it more satisfying. Happy people have more abundant and fulfilling relationships. Happy people are healthier physically. Happy people achieve the life of their dreams faster. It's the people who strive to make money so they can be happy who are the most miserable. And that, David, is how I achieved what I have. I learned happy abundance, then money abundance came later. Like I said, it's one of the big reasons those manifestation programs work for almost no one. We sat there in silence as all this sunk in. So, Jeff, how long did it take to discover how to be happy? I asked. Well, using that tone on my phone, it took 3 weeks or so before I started noticing a true difference in my happiness. How long before you manifested wealth? I said, digging deeper. That took a bit longer. It was a year before I was making 6 figures. Then it was about 3 more years before I became a millionaire. But then an idea hit me like a lightning bolt, and the question jumped out of my mouth. So, could you program happiness and wealth at the same time? Well, he replied with a distant look, given the power of the polarity switch, there's actually no reason you couldn't do both at the same time. I really don't see why not. Together, Jeff and I set out to find a program that could flip the polarity switch to program both happiness and wealth. But we found nothing. We soon realized it was up to us to create it. So we started with the Harvard professor's research on happiness. Then we gathered the world's most astute wealth manifesting knowledge, and we learned from the world's leading meditation masters. Then, through Jeff's connections, we consulted with leading audio experts who understood how to use sound waves to neurologically flip the polarity switch, and created a series of audios that we thought would be able to help create happiness and wealth at the same time. Based on what we discovered in our research, we created a 3-week program. Jeff and I hired audio and meditation experts to create the most advanced manifestation program possible, all based on the latest neuroscience. After a long process, we got the finished product back from our experts. We immediately shared it with our closest friends, our AA groups, even some of our relatives. We told them it would be a life-changing experience. We emailed everyone their test copies and were so excited. But then, as the days ticked by, nobody called back at all. Heck, they wouldn't even pick up my call or return a text. There was one exception, though. Her name was Heather. Heather wrote and said she felt cheated and that it was a complete waste of time. At that point, we thought our project was a colossal failure. After tossing and turning all night, full of anxious and depressing thoughts, something strange happened. The universe then sent me a sign during my sleep. There was something vital missing in the meditation scripts. I woke up with a start, knowing exactly what needed to change. When I looked at the clock, it said 8:08 a.m. Jeff and I rewrote the scripts and frantically resent them out to everyone. We begged them to give it another chance, then we held our breath. Before we knew it, our phones were ringing off the hook. Everyone was telling us how they had received a sign having to do with the number 8. Some had gotten this manifestation breakthrough within 8 minutes of listening. For others, it was 8 hours, or 48 hours, or 18. The longest was 8 days. That's when we knew we were on to something. A week later, the messages were continuing to pour in. Jack had manifested $8,000 in 1 week's time, when it used to take him 2 months of regular salary. Heather manifested $799 in one phone call with a former client. Jamie manifested $18,497 in the lottery by picking up new numbers based on the sign they got. Still others like Taylor and Chris were manifesting a sense of happiness they'd never experienced before. Gone was the anxiety, depression, and heaviness they'd carried all their lives. Soon there was a chorus of voice. "You've got to share this with the world," they demanded. Jeff and I made a few more adjustments based on the feedback we got from everyone, and we couldn't be more thrilled to invite you to join the thousands who have now gotten their hands on this program and have utterly transformed their lives. It's called the New Happiness Code. It's the only manifestation program developed around cutting-edge Harvard brain science and the Polarity switch. And it's only available on this website right now, perhaps for a limited time. Because, fair warning, if the 1%er Club catches wind of this, they'll do everything in their power to take this website down. They don't like the average Joe having access to life-transforming information like this. They'd rather keep it all to themselves. I cannot guarantee this information will be available tomorrow, which is why I encourage you to take action today. Now, the New Happiness Code is our 3-week program designed to transform your relationship with happiness and wealth at the same time and do it faster than you ever thought possible. Obviously, everyone's experience will be different and everyone will experience different results based on different timelines. But I do promise you will experience results. After all, doesn't everyone simply want to be happy? And more money is always better than not having enough. Here's how our 3-week program works. Week 1 is called Alignment. You'll listen to this track every day for the first week. This track will flip the switch on scarcity resonance, finally releasing you from the pressure of trying to create abundance, while freeing you from the belief that you're not worthy of it. Alignment automatically dissolves the limiting beliefs and stories that are currently pushing away the life of your dreams. It helps reset your brain to abundant resonance. You'll finally be magnetized to endless possibility, not endless scarcity. Your subconscious will finally be aligned with the abundant life you deserve. Remember my friend Mark? Here's what he said. Alignment was a game changer for me and my company. Our leadership team has never been so powerfully aligned with a spirit of cooperation and collaboration. Our office is so much more positive and I dare say happy than it's ever been. Plus, our profits have doubled over the last 6 months, which meant everyone got a big fat raise. Week 2 is called Expansion. Imagine realizing that scarcity isn't your destiny, that you are fully capable of expanding into your life of abundance. And now, that's not just a possibility, but an inevitability. When you finally flip the polarity switch to abundant resonance, expanding and growing in abundance becomes inevitable. The magnetic resonance of abundance becomes even stronger. Abundance becomes all there is. Powerful, right? That's what happens when you're no longer magnetized to the old stories of scarcity. Remember Patrick from the park? He spoke of the expansion he's experienced since getting his hands on the New Happiness Code. I always thought money would make me happy, but more was never enough. The striving was depressing and always left a bitter taste in my mouth. But I'm finally living my best life. I'm actually enjoying everything in my life like never before. Plus, I'm actually making more money than ever. But who's counting? Week 3 is called Limitless. Now that your mindset is magnetized to abundance, you're going to realize that your horizon and your possibilities are limitless. But here's a warning. You see, your subconscious gets magnetized to either abundance or scarcity based on the input you give it. Left unguarded, negativity, scarcity, limitation can creep back in, simply because of how negative our world has become. Limitless becomes your maintenance track. It helps flood your beliefs with how limitless you truly are. That your new story of happiness, abundance, and prosperity have no limits. You become a magnet for unlimited happiness and wealth, automatically. No hard work, no crazy manifestation to try and conjure up, no extra programs to invest in. Simply hit play on your smartphone and the breakthroughs continue forever. Now, I know that there are countless manifestation products out there. I tried just about every single one of them. None of them helped me manifest, well, anything, let alone happiness. That's because none of them are actual Harvard-backed neurological science. None of them are based on how the brain actually works, like the new happiness code. Sadly, most of them are a money grab by so-called gurus who don't truly know how to manifest anything, except how to get people to buy their manifestation programs. Alternatively, you could invest years' worth of hypnotherapy to try and erase limiting beliefs, and then program new abundant beliefs in their place, which is where the polarity switch comes in. Because it reaches your subconscious limiting beliefs, it's able to shave months, if not years, off the time it takes to change negative resonance to abundance resonance. Why take months or years to start living the life of your dreams when it doesn't have to? With the new happiness code, simply set aside 18 minutes a day to find a quiet, relaxing place, put on your headphones, and push play. That's it. The polarity switch does the work for you. Now, as for me, after considering everything I've gone through, I'm on a mission to help as many people as possible discover how to experience a new magnetic resonance. Right now, we're flying under the radar. It's unlikely that the 1%ers are looking for sites like this one. They already have their money even if they don't have happiness. But eventually, they'll catch wind of it, I'm sure. And with how jealous they are of their wealth and power, it's only a matter of time before they try and pull this website offline. I'm doing all I can to make sure that doesn't happen, but given the power they wield, they could succeed any day. That's why it's essential that you take action today. We can't let them win, which is why I'm on a mission to help as many people as possible flip the polarity switch. How many people are out there believing that life can never change? How many men and women out there believe that abundance will never be theirs? It would be unethical to just sit on this life-changing information. Patrick and Mark said this program is responsible for millions in new wealth, not to mention the happiness and contentment that's now theirs. They both insisted it would easily be worth $5,000, if not more. But if you invest in yourself today, your investment won't be anywhere close to that. It won't even be $500, which, when you think of the abundance you stand to gain, is a drop in the bucket. Since my mission is to reach as many people like me who understand just how frustrating and crippling scarcity truly is, I've priced this as low as possible to remove every possible barrier. Today, when you choose to invest in yourself, your investment is only $39. That's enough to weed out the freebie seekers who won't actually take action, and it's just enough to cover our expenses. Ultimately, those who see the value and potential have told me this is the biggest no-brainer maybe ever. If you'd like to experience the polarity switch for yourself and change your magnetic resonance from scarcity to abundance by simply hitting play on your smartphone, then click the big Add to Cart button just below this video right now. When you do, you'll be forwarded to a page where you'll enter your information so you can get instant access to the members area, and where you'll be able to confirm everything you're getting with your order today. We've chosen the online platform called ClickBank to process transactions simply because they offer the best-in-class security. It's military grade. So, since time is of the essence, and just in case the 1%er power brokers get their way and this isn't here tomorrow, I want you to have everything I can possibly get into your hands to transform your life. That's why I'm including 3 amazing bonuses when you complete your order today by clicking the button below. You're going to love them. The first bonus is called the New Sleep Code. It's the single most valuable track outside the New Happiness Code program. You see, research continues to pour in, underlining how imperative it is to get amazing sleep if you want to live your very best life. In fact, sleep researchers just won the Nobel Prize in Science for their research into the importance of sleep. Nothing else primes you for the best sleep of your life like the New Sleep Code. Simply listen to this proprietary audio at least 24 minutes before your head hits the pillow, and your mind, body, and brain will be 100% primed for the best sleep of your life. This powerful audio is valued at $79 as a standalone product. The second powerful bonus you'll find in the members area is called the New Peace Code. It's a powerful audio specifically designed to address and eliminate anxiety and replace it with blissful peace. I'm not ashamed to admit the anxiety had always played on my worst fears, both when I was a playboy without a care in the world, and especially when I was living paycheck to paycheck as an Uber driver. I worked with the top therapists, thanks to Jeff's connections, to create a magnetic resonance track specifically designed to address and eliminate anxiety simply by listening to an 18-minute audio track. The result is stunning. This will become your new best friend and secret weapon. This audio training is valued at $57, but it's yours 100% free when you complete your order today. The third and final bonus that's yours today is called the New Confidence Code. Back when I was living large on my family money, I thought I was confident. But honestly, it was a false bravado. It was an image I wanted people to see. I didn't feel that confidence deep in my soul. So when my world came crashing down, I was an empty shell, my confidence at less than zero. This magnetic resonance track is designed to help you discover and develop your own inner confidence, and not put on a front, but live out the truth. That you're amazing and have everything in the world to offer others. This truly is the New Confidence Code. No more fake it till you make it BS. It's confidence from the inside out. As a standalone product, it's valued at $79, but it's yours free when you complete your order today by clicking on the button below. Now, I want to address something right now. It has to do with parting with your money, which can feel painful, especially when you feel like there's never enough to go around. It's how I felt during my Uber days. But I'm so confident that the New Happiness Code will do everything it says and more, giving you a completely abundant and endless sense of happiness and joy, and usher you into an unprecedented level of abundant wealth. I simply want you to get it into your hands. For that reason, I'm offering you a 100% no questions asked money back guarantee for a full 60 days. I call it the Power of 8 promise. What that means is this. Within 8 hours of investing in yourself and the New Happiness Code, I guarantee that the universe will send you a signal that you're on the right path. Perhaps it's the repetition of the number 8, like it was for me. Or maybe a different number, or some other kind of alignment that you notice. The universe wants to make it clear to you, encourage you, that your magnetic resonance is aligning just like magnets. So I'm giving the universe 8 hours to give you your own indication of progress. Then I'm giving you a full 60 days to use the 3-week program and to prove me right. If you're not happy with your purchase, or if the universe doesn't give you a signal, then I do not want to keep a single dime of your money. Or maybe you found that you're just not ready for flipping your abundance switch, which is 100% okay. It took a while before the universe saw that I was truly ready for the massive change the New Happiness Code brought about in my life. All you have to do is email me and I'll get your refund processed within 24 hours. No questions asked. I'll personally refund every penny immediately. So if you're ready to experience a complete transformation of your happiness, your wealth, your self-worth, your confidence, simply click on the big button below this video and you'll get full access to the members area in mere minutes. That way you can start your transformation ASAP. Right now, I want you to think about your decision. Like that pair of magnets I mentioned earlier. If you choose not to invest in yourself today and just hope things will get better, your brain will stay stuck in negative resonance, where you're polarized against the abundance you want, need, and deserve. But clicking the button below now is the first step to activating your positive resonance, like flipping one of those magnets around, where the polarity is finally matched and magnetized to happiness, wealth, and abundance. Your new story of abundance is as simple as flipping the switch and saying yes to the New Happiness Code, knowing there's no risk to you, that you're covered by an unconditional 100% money-back guarantee for a full 60 days. Makes flipping that switch easier than ever. Now, just for a minute, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and forget everything you've heard about happiness or what the path to abundance looks like. And I want you to think about what you want. So, what do you want? Do you want to be abundantly, unshakably happy? Do you want to live a life of time and financial freedom? Do you want to kiss anxiety goodbye and welcome peace and confidence into your life? If that's what you want, there's really no other option that makes sense than to open yourself up to possibility with the new happiness code. You will find yourself inexplicably happy, even if you get a surprise car repair bill, even if your doctor gives you bad news, even if you owe more taxes than you thought, even if a tree falls on your house. Here's why. Your happiness will be based on what's inside you, not on what happens outside you. And because you're already unshakably happy and joyful, making money to do the things that you want to do becomes effortless, without striving, without even trying. Once you reverse the polarity switch inside your brain, your magnetic resonance gets turned on to magnetically attract the life you want and repel what you don't want. Click the button below now, and I'll see you on the other side. So, you may have a few questions about the new happiness code, so let me cover some of them. What's the science behind the new happiness code? The new happiness code capitalizes the power of revolutionary neurological breakthroughs pioneered by Harvard professors. One is the research backed by discovery that happiness is the foundation for wealth, not the other way around. The other breakthrough is the polarity switch, the simple yet powerful neurological protocol that's able to change the magnetic resonance of your brain from negativity to abundance using audio cues. It's truly 22nd century technology, able to change limiting beliefs into empowering beliefs. How can this program accomplish so much in so little time? This is only possible by using the polarity switch and capitalizing on magnetic resonance to talk to your subconscious mind. The embedded meditations speak to your subconscious mind, rewriting old limiting beliefs lightning fast. If I've tried other manifestation programs before and they didn't work, how will this be different? The reason is simple. You can only manifest what your subconscious has been programmed to do. And since your subconscious drives at least 95% of your beliefs and behaviors, you simply cannot manifest a new and abundant reality until there's new programming. The new happiness code simply does this for you. It reprograms your subconscious, whereas those other programs could never even access your subconscious. The new happiness code is the only manifestation program developed around the cutting-edge brain science of the polarity switch. So, for the first time in your entire life, not only is it possible to manifest abundance, but achieve the life of your dreams easier than you ever thought possible. How is my investment protected? You literally take zero risk with the new happiness code. You have a full 60-day guarantee. If at any point during that 60-day period you decide it's not for you, you can return it for a full refund, every penny, no hassle, not a single question. Your satisfaction is 100% guaranteed. What will happen to all the other manifestation material I've learned? Well, right now, all that learning is part of what's holding you back until your subconscious mind is reprogrammed. Once you learn how to flip the switch, watch out. Is my personal information safe? Yes. Our site employs military-grade 256-bit encryption technologies with Secure Sockets Layer, SSL, from trusted vendors like VeriSign and Thought to encrypt sensitive information. Think of it like the Fort Knox of web safety. How soon should I expect results? Every person is different, and every brain responds differently to the new happiness code. Some experience powerful results the very first moment they put their headphones on. Others take some time. We ask that you use as directed, 18 minutes a day for 21 days before you fully evaluate your results. Keep this in mind. The results become cumulative. The longer and more consistently you use the new happiness code, the more dramatic your results will be.